Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cam Jack here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Instagram and different ways of growing your Instagram and what you should sort of be focusing on Instagram to make sure you're utilizing it properly if you're a small business or if you're going to try and grow your personal Instagram account. So I've been working with an account called Little Lodge. This is a place in the Midlands that does weddings, and it also is it's a lodge, so obviously you can stay there. And I took it over about a year ago, and it has gained 750 followers since then. Obviously that doesn't sound like a lot, but because of the niche market it's in, it is quite a decent amount. Obviously it's harder to grow in such a small niche market, but yeah, so that's where I'm sitting at the moment. This is the page over here. You can see the page. Next I'm going to be talking about the new strategy that I've got implemented, new strategy that I've got in place. What that is everything is done in threes on Instagram. As you can see, there are 3 posts per line, as you can say, and that helps when you're using the same colors. As you can see, what I'm doing in my Instagram, it's the same colors across the 3 blocks, and you need to try keep the aesthetics of your page as beautiful as possible, as well as creating engaging content. So it's content that people are able to share on their stories, and people are able to send them to one another, and people are also able to comment on them. This is really important. Obviously impressions is a large thing. If you're running a business account, you'll know what impressions are. It's the number of people who have seen your post, not necessarily liked it or commented, but it's people who have seen it, and that is really important. The next thing I'll be talking about is Instagram, how to grow your Instagram, how to gain followers, and yeah. Okay, cool. So there are 3 different ways that I believe that you can grow your Instagram, and the first way is through organic searches. Obviously, it's just people coming across your page or people deliberately going and searching for your page. The next one is follow for follow. It's a horrible strategy, but unfortunately it works. I say unfortunately because it is really irritating. And the next way is hashtags. Hashtags are really important because you need to be able to use the ones that are in your niche market, and you need to be keeping up with the new trending ones. Some apps that I like to use for this is Insta-Tag. It generates a whole bunch of hashtags for you based on the photo that you want to post, and then you can select or delete different ones that you want. And you're also allowed 30 hashtags per post. So that is obviously really helpful because you can then appeal to 30 different hashtags. Obviously it needs to be relevant to your niche, as I said. The next way is just basic engagement. So that's making sure that you are posting photos that people can engage with and people can like and people can share with one another. The next strategy, or the second way that you can grow them, you'll grow your followers, is with influencers. This is paying influencers or offering influencers free stuff to do it for you. Obviously some influencers will contact you and ask you for free stuff. Let's say a free t-shirt if that's what you're selling, and say that they'll give you a free shout out if you give them a t-shirt. Obviously it's a little bit frustrating to hear. In the case of Lithwood, we've had people contact us asking if they can have a free stay and that they will promote us on their YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, which is a little bit frustrating. But at the same time, that's how they're doing it, that's how it works for them, and that's how it could work for you. The next way is word of mouth. So that's people sharing your content on their story. It's such an important and such an awesome way of growing your content now and growing your page now, because people are able to share your content with anyone. They are able to tag people in it. They are able to put on their stories, as I said, and people can then go and view your Instagram feed from that person's story. And most of these people will be following you because you're in their specific niche, and a lot of their followers could be in the same niche as you or looking at potential people to follow in your niche. The next is the most obvious one, which is promoting posts. Yes, this is paid for, and YouTube says, well, not YouTube, but Instagram, or both actually, most of them say that you should be spending about 50 Rand a day if you live in South Africa, and that you should be running them for at least 4 to 5 days. So I mean, that can become quite costly, up to 200, 250 Rand. But it works and it's helpful, but you just need to make sure that you are promoting the right stuff. You need to make sure that you are posting and promoting posts that people are able to engage with. You need to make sure that there's a call to action on them. So not so much a follow me, but a sort of, like it's a standard way of advertising. If you see a beautiful billboard that has some awesome text on it that's like, check out the website, blah, blah, blah. That's what you sort of need to be focusing on Instagram. Yes, it can clog up your page a little bit, but it is really helpful. One thing you guys need to ensure is that you're running your Instagram page as if it is a fun and engaging thing. It's the life of the party. It's the fun and interesting part of your whole brand is your Instagram. Yes, you can post promotional stuff. You can post things that help market your brand, but try and avoid that as it adds to clutter on your site, on your page, and people don't like that. People like the aesthetic look. And obviously the more impressions that you're getting, the more people that are seeing your page, the more likely they are to click on your website and go through onto your website and potentially purchase products. So that's what you need to be doing, is creating engagement with beautiful photos and awesome pages to look at, and that's how you will get to that point. The next thing that I will be talking about in this video is strategies, and what sort of strategies to look out for and what sort of strategies to sort of run by. So the different strategies that I've used, as I said, is the 3x3 strategy, because Instagram works in threes, but you also need to decide at the beginning of the month what sort of strategy you're going to be using and how you're going to implement that strategy properly. The best way I find to help stick to a plan and help implement your strategy is by posting at least 2 to 3 times a week, because that helps encourage engagement, and it also will help when you're doing your 3x3 if you follow the same strategy as me, because it will make sure that every week there are 3 pictures with the same color or 3 pictures of the same product, or so on and so forth. It is also really important to make sure that you stick to that and you post consistently at consistent times, and you use the Instagram analytics that are provided for you to make sure that you are posting at the time where most people are on their Instagram. Yes, it's really easy to see. You can just go click on Insights and scroll to the bottom, and it will say audience and what days and what time they are most likely to be on. The next thing is I use an application called Hootsuite, which is really awesome. It's also free. If you're using 1 or 2 forms of social media, what you can do there is you can plan your whole month ahead. So you can go and put in every single post with every caption and whoever you want to tag with whatever hashtag you want onto Hootsuite, and they'll automatically post it for you on that day at that specific time that you have suggested. And the time that you have suggested needs to be the time that most of your Instagram followers are on Instagram. So with the strategies that you're using on Instagram, you kind of need to review them every month to see if it's working. So the strategy that I most recommend is you do 40% of your posts are your everyday posts. They're the nice looking ones. 30% is industry news and knowledge, or knowledge and news about you as a brand. I just reached 1,000 followers. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. That creates engagement, and it also keeps people aware of, the successes that you've made. And what's really important is having those objectives in place and aiming for each month on how big you want to grow. So this month I want to grow about 50 followers, and I want, 300 likes collectively on 5 of my posts. But set realistic goals for yourself. And if you are a small business on Instagram, maybe say I want to increase my sales by 5%, or maybe if you're feeling very optimistic, say 10%. It's completely up to you, but yeah, that's what I would suggest. It's really helpful if you have these objectives in place, as it's important to try to stick to them and try to achieve your objectives, because it also makes you feel good. And it also makes you want to keep pushing and get to your objectives and make sure that every month you're being successful. And that's the whole thing about what Instagram is. Please leave a comment below in terms of, you know, how successful your Instagram's been. And obviously I don't mind if it's there, because it's kind of a shout out to other people, like, you know, check out my Instagram. But yeah, I really hope that this video was insightful and helpful to you guys. I'm probably going to do another video like this sometime soon, with a little bit of a catch up with how my Instagram's been going, and sort of more tips and tricks on what to do. But yeah, thanks for watching.